Okay, guys. So I have my mic. I have this mic, and we'll see if it works. I need people to tell me if they can hear me, so I would appreciate it. Can't make this any brighter. I mean, I'm a person. I'm here. See me, camera. See? I'm a human. Thank you. I appreciate the confidence in that answer. Yep. We should respect consent. Does lack of consent, someone not being able to respond or someone not understanding you, does that equal consent? Can you do what you want to someone if they cannot respond or do not understand what you want to do? Oh, right on. I appreciate you clarifying. Is it like comfortably a good sound or am I too loud? Because my system says that I'm like at max. It's good? Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you, Holler Boys. Yeah, I have everything cranked and I don't want to blow everyone's eardrums out. Do you think that we should respect consent? Have my liquid death. Awesome. Always. Good. And I hope you guys agree that lack of consent does not equal consent. Yes. Okay, good. Exactly. So I am sure you guys hold this for humans, but what about the animals that we use? Do you think that we're considering their preferences and their consent when we use them for our benefit? That's true, they don't. But animals are what we call moral patients, whereas you and I are moral agents. Moral agents have the capacity and the time to weigh out what's right and wrong. Moral patients don't fully understand morality. They may have some idea of morality, but we don't hold them to the same standards as a moral agent. So just because moral patients do things that are immoral, that doesn't give you, a moral agent, the justification to also be immoral. Sorry, guys, my camera does not want to see me for some reason. We, yes, but what does that mean to have dominion over someone? Does that mean that I have the right to take their life? Because I would argue parents have the dominion over their children, but they don't have the right to steal their child's life, right? That would still be immoral. Again, they're moral patients, so it doesn't matter if they understand morality. It's the point that they're actually sentient. They're still a sentient, feeling being, and when you're sentient, you care what happens to you. There would be enough resources. I'm going to bring up a guest though now. You got to be over 18. And be patient with me. I have to make sure I can hear you.
All right.
Oh,
Hey,
perfect. Good. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Wonderful. Are you over 18?
Yes,
Perfect. Should you respect consent?
100%. And lack of consent doesn't mean consent. I
Awesome.
spoke with you a while ago. You probably don't remember. You talked to lots of people. I just wanted to check in with you because last time we talked, I was in a little bit of a trauma response. I had to leave the States because of the immigration thing, and I wasn't
Oh,
in a good
God.
place. And I was trying to like I forgot. It's not that I forgot, but I just stopped caring about my values, and I was just eating food wherever I could find it. And
I mean, sorry, I just don't care about my roadie symbol being shown.
and the camera thing keeps
Necessity
messing with
is one thing, right? It's all up to what you want to support, you know.
right.
And if you're in a situation where there's a good chance you won't be well, you know, I'm not going to hold it against somebody to eat what's available to them until they can get to a place where they can actually live by their own principles. Excuse me,
Yeah,
principles.
yeah, I was just, when you sit with yourself and you find yourself again after you're really scared, things kind of like come back to you. And one of the things that came back to me was that conversation I had with you. And I just wanted to I don't know, like say thank you. Thank you for being one of those things that reminded me again of like, Luis, you can still have your beliefs even though you're terrified of the United States government. Like you can still be
I'm
this
very
this thing
sorry
you
that
want to
that
be.
is the situation, though.
Yeah, it.
I don't even
That's a
know what
whole.
to say or do. You know, I feel helpless.
Yep. But you know what? You know what I believe, and maybe I'm being silly in this, but the reason veganism has such a strong hold in my heart is because I think it helps the world heal. We stop seeing each other as others, and we
Right.
see each other as one. And yeah. So I don't know. Just it's hard to say with that feeling of not letting you know that conversation we had. I think you told me about a website. You told me about, I think, something 22, challenge 22.
Yes. There are also
Yes.
other challenges. If you just Google vegan challenges, there's a bunch of different ones too. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, but you
okay.
were just one of those places that kind of like, when you're really scared and you're disassociating. You were on TikTok, stoner lady, and it was cool. It was just cool to like have those things come back, and you were one of the people that they reminded me of me, like who I really am, and I just wanted to thank you.
That's very heartwarming. Thank you for coming up here to share that. Yeah, that's amazing. You know, and that's just what veganism is. It's just living your true self.
That's how I feel about it. I feel like when the fear wore off, because I'm not in the States anymore. Like I'm in South America now, and I've been here a few months, and I feel so much better. And as that goes away, I find me again, and I don't want to keep eating flesh. It's not who I am. It's
Yeah.
not who I am. Yeah.
Well, good.
So thank you. I
Yeah.
don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm sure you have other people that want to come up.
Yeah, we are looking for opposition, but it does make me feel great though to hear people like I encourage people to come and tell me their journey and you know what things have
Sweet.
changed for them. So I do appreciate it. And like keep updating us, keep reaching out, you know, keep coming up here.
I love that. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
be connected. I'm gonna have to start
absolutely.
working on finding like a little vegan community here in Lima, and yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Look on Facebook. Usually that's where the groups are forming, or just Google even. Look up your city and type in vegan, and you'll find people that are also like minded. So,
How exciting for us! I'll let you know how it
yes.
goes.
Good. I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Catch you later.
All right. I'll see you later, Lise. Oh, gosh, Lori, I clicked on you. Lori, please come back. Lori, please come back. I clicked. I'm so sorry. I was so click happy. Can I invite you? Oh, there we go. There she is. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was just clicking
It's
randomly.
okay.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no, it's cool. Hopefully my good. I was gonna see if I could click out anyway because my mic wasn't muting me when I first came on, but it's
Gotcha.
cool now.
Okay, good. I was
Yeah,
going to say
he's.
this is a new
I know
setup,
him.
so.
Lewis. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. Good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
He's a,
great. That I
yeah.
look forward to hearing his updates. I'm very excited. Let's see. Is
Yeah, I
there
hope
some
he
way I can
can.
make sure?
Use Challenge 22 or something to get hooked up in
Yeah,
Peru. Peru. It's a ways,
exactly.
but
They find you have the most success rate when you have all that those challenges supply, which is that community, so the
yeah.
medical backup, and just a like a one-on-one counselor kind of person. What do they call that?
therapist or?
No, they're not therapists. They're just like other vegans to talk to.
Oh, got it.
Not so
Okay.
much in the group. Like there's a Facebook group you can be a part of where there's similar people that are in the challenge at the same time because they do them in groups. But there's
Right. Yeah.
also I forgot what they're called. Mentor. They're vegan mentors.
Mentors. Oh, okay.
So you have like a
Okay. Got
vegan
it.
mentor assigned to you, and then there's the Facebook groups, and then you can also reach out to the dietitians. They have a special, I think, a page or something that,
Right.
or something.
Right.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
but that's how you get the most success is because people are scared. They're not getting everything they need. They also are going to experience, changes in their social life because some people will challenge them on this change. 'Cause some people just don't understand.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. But it's all about what you want to do. You don't need necessarily the challenges. They're the most helpful.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't really want to bring up the guest that's requesting. Just, I don't know. I feel like I've talked to them before. I've heard that name and I don't feel confident to bring them up.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Oh,
I only have the
I
one.
don't know who he is, but if you know who he is, yeah. I don't.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if I
who he is.
necessarily, maybe Captain Stabin, maybe put your question in the chat. I don't trust your name. It's either you're a child or a misogynist. I don't know. I don't trust the name. It scares me.
Uh, anything with stabbing in it, right? You don't know what his
Well, I
intentions
mean, I'm
are.
pretty sure isn't that like a euphemism, that phrase? Maybe I'm just an old lady.
No, no. I've heard that, but not seen
Okay.
anybody use it.
Yeah. Should I just risk it? Should I just bring him up, see what happens?
Well, you can always boot him.
That's true. All right, come on up,
Yeah.
Captain. I'm just gonna call you Captain. Hey, are you over 18?
Hey, hello. How are you doing? Thank you for bringing me up. I'm 41 years old.
Okay. And should you respect consent?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. And does lack of consent equal consent?
Does lack of consent equal consent? I guess it would depend on what we're quantifying as consent or implicit consent.
I mean, you answered the first one. We should respect consent. So when you respect someone's consent, do you have to have a conversation with them about what consent means, or do you guys just inherently know to
Sure,
respect?
yeah. I think some of it's implied, right? Like, for example, if I'm married with my wife and I go out and mow the lawn without consenting with her, it's implied that I could go out and mow the lawn without consenting with her that I could.
Okay, so what about bodily autonomy when it comes to lack of consent? Does that equal consent?
Like, you're talking about like ABs?
I'm talking about like SA.
SA. Yeah, I think SA is wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so lack of consent, if someone couldn't respond to you, you wanted to do something to their body, and they couldn't respond, you agree that that would not be consent.
Right. That's why I'm against ABs.
I'm not sure what ABs mean. I'm sorry.
It's an acronym. It's like a shorthand for abortion.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean that has nothing to do with veganism. There's pro-life
Wait,
and
what?
pro-choice vegans. So
I thought you said what you just said was not having the consent from the other.
yeah. So either you believe in autonomy or the sentient being, right? Like you think the being is sentient and you want that being to be respected, or you want the autonomy of the mother respected, right?
Well, I don't correlate. Would you say consciousness? Is that the word you used?
Sentience.
Sentience. I don't correlate consciousness with whether or not I'm able to end their life. So, for example,
Okay.
I'll give you a very direct correlative thought experiment with
Well,
this.
I just want to be clear, though. I don't care what your thoughts are about that topic, because if you are adamantly one or the other and not vegan, you're the hypocrite.
Well,
Because
no,
veganism is
it's-
about respecting both sentience and autonomy.
okay. So, could I give you a challenging question regarding what you just said?
Well, I'm only here to really talk about your choices and how they impact
Well, then
animals.
why are you bringing that up if you don't want us to talk about it?
Oh, well, I mean, if you don't want to talk, we can
Well, I
send
want
it right
to.
now.
Would
Okay.
you allow it?
So, well, what my topic is,
Wait.
I'm focusing on
Am I allowed
animals.
to respond to what you said and talk about what you just said, or no?
So I'm talking about, do you get consent from
Wait,
animals?
I'm sorry. What do we? Am I
I'm
allowed?
so sorry. Yeah. Goodbye. I don't tolerate clowns. Thank you. Okay.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't understand. You started to get really worked up. Hey, Jacob.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Are you
So
over
like
eight?
a
Oh, hold
lion.
on. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Okay, cool. And should you respect consent?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if it's a human being.
Okay. And then does lack of consent equal consent?
I don't understand that. Like you're saying if something doesn't have a conscience to
No, no,
verify
no,
if
no, no.
it's
Lack of consent. So if like a woman was unable to respond to you and you said, I want to do things to your body, and her lack of response, does that equal consent?
no. But
Exactly.
that's
Okay, good.
that's a human though. Like but in
Yeah,
nature, like a
that's
lion, if a
great.
lion is not with a pride and it has to feed its family
Are
and they
you a
come up to
lion,
a water
sir?
buffalo.
Are you a lion?
I'm saying I'm talking about nature. You're
Are
not
you a
referring to me.
lion?
Those animals don't have
Are
consent to be
you a
eaten because
lion?
that's part of the food chain.
Are you a lion?
I'm not a lion. I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay,
lions.
good.
This is
Okay,
Mother
good, good.
Nature we're
I thought
talking
we were
about.
getting confused. I thought you might think you're a lion or something.
So out in the savannah, these animals
I'm not
aren't
talking
like,
to
hell
lions,
yeah, I'm
sir.
eating.
I'm talking to you,
This is
Jacob.
about animals, right? Because you're a vegan, correct?
Yeah, I'm talking about your choices. What morally justifies you using animals if you can't get consent from them to do what you want to their bodies?
They already want me to eat them.
Animals want you to eat them?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they want me to eat them.
I want to talk to some serious people. Because we all know animals don't want to be eaten. We trick them into being eaten. We have to hide things from them. In fact, it's more, they even write that in our legislations that it's more humane to do it when they're not looking, to knock them out and take them out when they're unconscious. Do you want to add something, Lori?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I like that
sorry. Yeah,
response.
no, I was just
No,
like,
I love that.
no, I was typing something other, but no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, have a conversation.
Yeah, let's just talk, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
all right. Do you want to bring people up? I don't know if you like doing that or not.
No, that's fine. I don't know. Okay. Joey Biden loves kids.
Oh,
Don't
no,
know.
never mind. No, I don't like that name. I'm just going to decline them right there. I didn't really read the name. I just saw that somebody popped up.
Oh yeah, he's kind of being a little disrespectful in the comments. So
Yeah,
don't
we're just
really
gonna
need
go
to
ahead and block him. It's okay. I don't need to deal with people.
immediately kicks everybody. No, she doesn't.
No. Let's see, can I mute?
But you sound too misogynistic.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I just don't care for that name.
Well, no,
It's
he
gross.
did in the comments prior.
Oh, I didn't even read them. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't kick. I don't automatically kick, but
No.
right. Well, I guess we can read some comments while we wait for people to come up. Making sense. What do you mean, L dude? Why don't you come up? What was he making sense? What was he making sense about?
He wasn't making sense of anything.
Yeah,
really.
what?
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't making sense of anything.
Yeah. So when it comes to animals and them consuming each other, first off, they're in a situation where they're surviving harsh environments. They're doing what was taught to them for survival and what's kept them alive. We've seen when we take these animals that are predators and remove them out of the fight or flight, they do show morality and compassion. But you can't say that, hey, because someone over there is doing something that I find immoral, it's okay for me to do that. You know what's gross about that is that was one of the justifications for human slavery, is that where they were taking slaves from, their own people were enslaving them as well. And they're like, oh, well, if they enslave each other, then it's okay for me to enslave them. That doesn't make sense. You're robbing someone of their autonomy and their freedom. Always immoral.
Right.
Yes, it doesn't matter what our ancestors did. Today, we can thrive on a plant-based diet. There's no need to use animals. I mean, you can consume whatever you want, just not a sentient being. Avoid sentient beings. Do you think that dog abuse is moral? Do you think someone kicking their dog for fun is moral? I would hope you would say no. I would think it's not okay. That's all I'm saying is I'm seeing the world of people kicking dogs for no reason other than enjoyment and pleasure. And I'm saying, hey, that dog is suffering. Why are you kicking that dog? Because I enjoy it. Well, that's not a moral justification to cause someone harm. You guys are escalating it by removing their heads, by stealing their freedoms and making them be slaves for you. Also, Lori, maybe you can let me know, but anyone in the chat too, I don't know if every person on TikTok has this, but I tried out that bleeping thing, and apparently it randomly bleeps. So if you're up here and it bleeps you out, it's not me, it's just TikTok. But if you drop
no, I haven't
some
even
bad
heard
word.
that. But okay.
Yeah, last time
okay.
it did bleep out my F-bomb, but I only listened to that one part of the live. I didn't listen to the whole thing, and so apparently it was bleeping randomly.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, that's weird.
I mean, Arlo, if you don't want to harm it, you just heard a beep? What? That's so random.
I didn't hear it. That's weird.
That is weird.
Maybe it's just going through me. I didn't hear it.
Arlo, if you're concerned about the cost, I would look up, there's the Dailey Dozen, the vegan Dailey Dozen. Eating whole food plant-based is literally going to be the cheapest way to eat, omnivore or vegan. So it can be cheaper. I do see we have a guest. I'm going to bring Anna up. You got to be over 18.
Up.
Hey, are you over 18, Anna?
Hello. Yes, I am. I'm 36.
Cool. Yes, we can hear you. So, should
Okay.
you...
Well, something I was just about to...
first, could you answer, should you respect consent?
Consent of human beings, of course.
Okay. And then does lack of consent equal consent? Hello?
Lack of consent equal consent.
Yeah.
Does lack of consent equal consent? How do you mean that?
If someone can't respond, like you want to do something to their body and they can't respond and say, yes, I want that, or no, I don't, do you still have consent to do that? In your best interest, not theirs.
When it comes to sex, an animal cannot consent. When it comes to losing their lives, what animal would? But on the other hand,
okay, I mean, you laid it out pretty clear right there. They can't consent.
No one questions the lion for eating a zebra, and the zebra's a gorgeous animal.
Are you a lion?
No one questions chimpanzees or gorillas when they occasionally eat meat.
Are you a chimpanzee?
The argument is that we're all primates, aren't we?
We do get those questions all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Here's the main point of it. Did you know most Native Americans...
No, hold on a second.
The main point of it...
I need you to understand what the difference is between humans and animals in the sense of morality. And it's not even humans and animals. It's about sapience, really. So we have moral agents, individuals that can weigh out what's right and wrong. And then we have moral patients. They may have some idea of what morality is, but for the most part, they don't know what morality is. Like children. Children are considered moral patients. Elderly people who are losing their cognition are considered moral patients, right? They're still sentient. What they're experiencing still matters, right? Despite their cognition levels. Animals are much the same. They're moral patients. They're not moral agents. They're just doing what they can to survive. They don't know. They don't understand moral complexities. And when we do remove them out of their fight and flight mode, we do see that they show signs of empathy and compassion. So you can't hold your choices to the same standard as a moral agent. That's like saying, well, a child does something immoral, therefore I can do something immoral.
Okay, so if it's immoral to eat animals, then therefore, according to you, then all Native Americans, at least half of them, should no longer survive because they require
I mean,
meat.
you know why this really annoys me? I'm pretty sure you're not Native American. And that makes
Yes, I am.
you tokenizing a group of people, and that's gross. In fact, you know what, Lori, would you like to take over?
Oh, well,
Means is that
go
you
ahead.
are culturalist, racist, and ableist.
No. How can that be? I mean, yes, Native
Well,
Americans do eat,
culturally,
but a lot of them go out and hunt because they can't afford
culturally,
it.
that would mean that you're against them eating.
I'm not against
Ableist
my
means they
heritage
can't do
eating.
without meat without dying, so therefore they should die in your eyes. That's literally what that argument is.
Not my
And
argument, no.
religious beings, if somebody kills the fatted calf as a part of their ceremony, you would consider that amoral.
Yes, I would consider it immoral to do something like that. There's no need for something like that to happen.
Well, according to their religion, there is.
Well, okay. Can you prove to me
Are you
that
going to
God
tell another
exists?
culture that they
Can you
can't
prove to
do
me?
that because you don't like it?
I'm not telling anybody, ma'am. You came up on a vegan feed, and if somebody wants to come up and learn and listen, that's one thing. But we don't talk about religious
But you are
aspects.
not open to learning and listening. In fact, all you want to
Yes,
hear
I
is your
am.
own voice mirrored back at you. Doesn't that
No,
make you a hypocrite and stupid?
I'm an ex-Christian, and I am a Native American. So, you know,
So
um,
you know and you
if you can
still
prove to me,
act
if you can prove to me,
amorally.
no, I'm not. No,
That
I'm
makes
not.
you worse.
Okay, I
I
don't know
think
what.
you made a really good point. Like, we're just up here to speak for the animals. She came up here
Yeah,
to pick a fight.
right, exactly. To pick a fight over what?
Yeah.
Morals? Either you don't understand morals, and I don't think she understands it because she's bringing up stuff from the Bible that is, I mean,
No, she's saying
fatty
that
calf.
Native Americans and their religious traditions, and that I'm
Yeah.
being racist about them because I'm saying that they shouldn't do that, which is not my
Well,
point. But
yeah, and eating meat, whatever type of meat, it's not a religious thing with Native Americans. So, talking peace maybe with another group is something that's cultural, not religious, So she's totally way off there.
yeah,
It's not a religious thing
right,
with food.
right.
Many Native Americans live on reservations and they can't afford a lot of stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So they go out and hunt. And if that's what they have to do, then that's what they have to do.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm
But
not talking to people in survival situations
yeah.
where they don't have access to, healthy foods in a grocery store. I'm talking to people that have choice. And
Right.
I don't think being a Native American has anything to do with it because I'm not saying you shouldn't have your culture. I'm saying no culture justifies using someone's body without their consent. That's
Right.
it. You can
Yeah.
absolutely celebrate. You should absolutely, reflect on your ancestors and your culture and your histories and practices, all that. I just don't think that someone innocent should be used when it's not a necessary thing. Just
Right.
like
Yeah.
we don't want to be used. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. In fact, I feel like most people just agree, if we shouldn't cause animals unnecessary harm, right? We should respect them. Then
Right.
why are we still buying their bodies in the grocery store? Because that's not respect. We're not in
Right.
survival
No.
mode.
No. Right. Yeah. I agree there.
Wow. My number dropped drastically. You think I said something wrong?
Um,
You think it was
I
a
don't think
topic?
so. I don't think so. It might have been what that guy said. The guy before the girl, or it could have been something she said, or maybe she. I don't know. Would you know if somebody like purposely tried to get you banned or
That's what it feels like when people
complained?
bring up minority groups that are, living in injustice or through
Yeah.
an injustice where it makes things. I understand people are going to have obstacles, but I feel like people. It just upsets me because it's like you're not actually bringing up a solution to anything. You're just saying, "Look, this situation exists,"
Right. Yeah. And
and
like we don't know it.
yeah, and if you think about it just on a human rights level, they're finding more and more that a plant-based diet does result in longer life and higher quality living. So
Right.
denying people access to that food to me is a huge injustice. And just
Oh,
scapegoating on them to do what you want to do just for pleasure, it just frustrates me. It's like that's an opportunity for you to be like, these people need food justice. What can we do?
well, not much right now,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Unfortunately with
What
this
everyone
administration.
I mean, no, totally. You're absolutely right there. What we can do though is use we're consumers. So if everyone that
Hmm.
can go vegan does, that will decrease the cost of common vegan goods, which honestly a whole food plant-based diet is already super cheap. But the more vegans support those vegan companies, the more accessibility there will be. So it's more like, are you doing your part to make sure everyone has access to healthy food?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I recently found a food bank in my area. They're in Portland. God, my camera is ridiculous. I don't know what is up. Um, but there's a food bank in my area that's all vegan. It's called Food Not Bombs.
Oh,
That's pretty
really?
awesome. Yeah. And
That's
they
cool.
meet up twice a week. Anybody that's in the Portland area should definitely check it out if they are food insecure. When I do my street outreach, I always tell people to go there. They change their locations, I think, but they have it listed on their website. So if you look them up, but yeah, I was really excited to see that. I kind
Right.
of, they're a little bit far. Driving from where I live to Portland is a little bit of a nightmare, but I do have this urge now to go and volunteer for them because that's really exciting that they're helping vulnerable people that just need a little bit of help, and at the same time not harming animals.
Right.
Not allergy friendly. That's not fair. Yeah, that's not fair. Um, Maybe try to ask them if they could accommodate you. Ugh, that's such a pain though. Yeah, they should definitely have that considered. If they're going to consider veganism, they should also consider, nut free and gluten free, those sorts of things, the common ones. Yeah, exactly. There are non-lethal methods to control pests. In fact, I'm trying to grow these giant pumpkins. I've never grown anything. I don't eat things out of my backyard because I don't know what's in the dirt. Every time I dig, I find new things. Like I found a little metal army soldier. Another time I found the door to a pet crate, um, broken glass constantly. I just don't trust anything that's in that yard. But I'm going to grow them because, do something with the dirt, maybe refertilize it. Maybe that can help clean it a little bit. And then I'll have pumpkins for Halloween. Anyway, so I'm growing these pumpkins and I don't want to use any sprays or anything. I do have neem oil, but I didn't realize when I purchased it what it does. And I guess what happens is the bugs, they lose their appetite, so they just stop eating. But they actually starve themselves, and I didn't know that. So I personally didn't feel comfortable with that. But I do feel that protecting your crops is still vegan. Like if I was going to eat these things, I would spray them down with neem oil to protect them. But because I'm not eating them, I don't really need to be that adamant about cleaning or protecting them. So anyway, instead, what I'm doing is I have trap crops. So I have a blue Hubbard squash. I have 2 of them, and I planted them like 20 feet away from where the pumpkins are. And then I have sunflowers and calendrias, I think, and one other type of flower. And these are supposed to attract the pests away from the pumpkins. And so far, the pests have definitely been going after the trap crops and not my pumpkins. My pumpkins look amazing. I mean, there's no fruit yet. There's just really big green flat leaves. They look really happy. So
That's cool.
yeah, I was impressed with how well the trap crops are working. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's methods. There's other things we can do. I haven't
yeah.
sprayed
There
any
are.
neem oil at all. Like I got it ready, and then I was like reading about it, and I was like, oh, I mean, I'm not eating these things, so I don't
Right.
really feel like I necessarily need to take them out. So
Right.
yeah. And I'm growing the sunflowers really just because, again, I don't want to eat anything out of the dirt. I don't know if there's like heavy metals or chemicals. I don't know what's
Right.
in there. But
You
I was
can
thinking,
always make those boxes, the
oh
boxes
yeah,
above ground, and
I want to do
that
that,
kind of
but I
stuff.
rent, and it's just an investment. And I don't know if I want to invest in a house that I'm not going to live in that long. Like, I don't know how long we're going to be here. We've been here a couple of years now,
Oh, okay.
but sometimes landlords get antsy and either they want to sell their house or they want to raise the rent drastically and they know that we won't tolerate
Yeah.
it. So,
Right.
in
Yeah.
fact, my landlord is already raised our rent, I'm pretty sure this year. But yeah, so you
Jeez.
always have to be ready when you rent to hoof it.
Yeah. Exactly. I know what you mean. In there.
Yeah, it's annoying. Maybe one day we'll see. I don't know. So far, I don't have hope. I honestly, my mom owns her house, and I'm just focused on helping her maintain it. Although she won't let me do anything right now, but as soon as she does, that's like my goal is to mainly focus on her house. I'd rather her
Right.
be
Okay.
happy and comfortable, and if she has a safe
Yeah.
place to be, I want to maintain that for her. So
Right. Well, that's
yeah,
nice of you to do
I
that.
just don't think I don't think I'm gonna get a house. So it's like, might as well help somebody else that I know has a house.
Yeah. Right now, but you're not that old.
I'm
You know.
37.
Well.
I mean, I'm not that old. It's just that my parents bought their first house when they were in their early 20s. I've
Yeah.
never bought a
So
house.
yeah,
Yeah.
my parents did the same thing
Yeah.
too.
Oh, my grandmother, she bought a 5-acre plot of
For
land.
20 grand.
Oh, wow. Your 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 parents bought a house for 20 grand?
Oh, you are stalled.
Oh, did I?
Now you're okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it stalled for a minute.
Dang it. But 20 grand for a house?
20 grand is what my parents, yeah, put money down on for their first
Can't
house
even imagine.
back in the early 50s.
The
It was
houses the houses
ridiculous.
I consider are like 300,000 now.
Oh yeah, I know. That's just how crazy the market has done. And I
Wow.
think it's absolutely ridiculous to spend $100,000 on a house. I think that they can bring costs down a lot. On houses that they don't have to you know make
Yeah.
them that expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. This
It
is
is
like
crazy.
paying for $100,000 car. Why do you need $100,000 car?
I honestly would prefer if we just upped our public transportation because I was in Seattle. I didn't have a
Right.
car. And it was
Oh,
still, the public transportation wasn't perfect. It could be better, but it was nice. I used it to get to work, to go get groceries. I used it. Coming down
right.
here, I'm in Vancouver, Washington now. and the transportation here is crap. And even
They
Portland
don't have
is
enough.
mediocre.
Oh, really? Wow, they
Yeah,
just don't have enough buses or
not
something?
enough buses. It's like every half an hour or something like that. Whereas in Seattle, it was like
Oh,
every
wow.
10 minutes, if not every 15.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was frequent. And there were tons of buses and transit. Like there was all sorts. Portland has something similar. It's just that it's still just not as good. It's also really dirty. They don't maintain it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would prefer public transportation because honestly, when I drive down to visit my mother down in Oregon, she's in Salem. When I drive all the way down there are crazy, crazy people on the freeway now. Like the
Oh,
speed I think
I
is
bet.
something like 60 and they're going 80, 90 or more. And it just
Yeah.
I'm getting off topic here. I'm starting to just yip yap, but it's crazy.
I believe it.
Yeah. I prefer that we had
I
public
believe it.
transit. So I don't have to deal with these crazy
Oh, yeah.
people
No,
driving around.
yeah,
I
if
have
they
a
had,
question.
if they
Lori,
had better-
is my question
Yeah.
cut off? Someone keeps saying that you can't read it. Can you read it?
No, I can read it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I don't know
no.
what they're saying then. My
No,
question
I
says,
don't
should you respect
either.
consent to the people in the chat? Go ahead,
Yeah.
Lori.
No, I was saying I can see it all real fine.
Okay.
It's not cut off on any part.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Now she's saying, Joby is saying it's cut off. I don't know what part she's looking at, but
Yeah. Well, now you know the
I mean,
question.
it's perfectly fine when I'm I'm looking at it and it's sort of centered. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks centered on mine, but
Yeah, I don't know. May find out what side is cut off. I don't know.
it's not cut off because she's on cue. Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That's a good question. Okay, once she gets off, it'll be cut off for her too. I don't know what's cut off. Well, yeah, it'll be gone once you end your live.
Yeah. Political
It'll be
agenda. There's no political agenda here. God, why does the camera so bad? I don't know why it keeps.
You're blinking in and out.
Yeah, what is up? Let's see if I open up this, maybe it'll calm down now. I'm using OBS to stream onto TikTok from my sorry, I'm using my mic to point at things. I'm streaming from OBS to TikTok. Oh, it's because I'm covering my face or something. Huh.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I can edit while I'm live. Let's see. If I click on this, go to filters. Is it calming down or is it about the same?
No, it's fine. It seems fine now.
Okay.
But there is no political agenda. Oh, you're going in and out. Maybe
I know. I don't know why it's doing that.
could it be you're maybe hitting a cord or something?
No.
Because sometimes when you don't move, you're fine.
Yeah, I think
now
it's
going.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Going in and out.
Doesn't even want to show me now.
Yeah, there you go. I wonder if it's a loose wire or something. Could it? It's not.
No, it's a filter. Can you hear me loud enough if I hold the mic down here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's just because it can't see my full face. So then it starts to question if I'm really here.
Right. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'll just hold my mic down here, make sure it doesn't cover my face. It looks like, yeah, it's doing okay now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just don't cover your face or.
Don't cover the face. Don't do it.
No. No.
All right.
Looks like we have a lot of. I mean, there are people in the chat, but none of them are requesting up. Not yet, anyway.
I did. There he is, Adam. Come on up. I was like, I almost clicked on someone, then they disappeared. Hey, Adam.
I'm here.
Oops. Are you?
Hey, how are you?
Are you over 18?
Look at me. Of course I am. 43.
Okay. It's just TikTok rules, and some people,
I know.
some kids come in on their parents, and anyway.
Yeah.
So, should you respect consent?
When you're talking consent, like what category we're talking of consent here? Well, animal consent, or because there's many forms of
I'm
consent.
I'm talking about both, but if you're more comfortable talking about humans first, we can start there.
Oh yeah, when it comes to humans, I respect consent. Yeah.
Okay.
Animals is a different topic because I don't share a language.
Does
But
lack of consent equal consent?
no.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that we got through our questions. So, as you said, it is for humans. What is it that morally makes it okay to do this to animals?
Um, I wouldn't say it morally makes it okay. That's
Okay.
kind of charged to say,
So, do
you
you
know,
agree
morally.
then that using animals without their consent is immoral?
Um, to a point, yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah. There's definitely an immorality about it. Um,
Do you
it,
see
it's whether
do you
it's
see
whether you
using
decide.
animals do you see using animals as a necessary evil?
Well, yeah, that more touches on why I clicked on. It's to
Okay.
say necessary evil. That is the topic. It's
Okay.
people could have.
I got one last question for you, and then I'll let you because I think you had a question for me. Would it be preferable if we could get everything we wanted without using animals and the animals didn't have to be used? Would that be preferable? Like if we had everything that we have right
Absolutely.
now? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's where we start from. So did you say you had a question for me?
Yeah. Well, look. I applaud vegans. Okay. I see that they're trying to reduce their footprint on harm to animals. They're trying not to exploit, and I can only congratulate people that are vegan for that. But there's a lot of vegans that think that they are 100% sustainable as vegans, and I say 100% vegan sustainability is almost an impossibility. Now, it's not an impossibility, but in the current climate, it's almost an impossibility.
Do you know what veganism means?
Yeah, it's the non-exploitation of animals. It's a person trying to live their life
Okay.
whilst trying to not
That has
exploit
nothing
animals.
to do with sustainability.
No, I'm talking about when I say sustainability, I'm not talking from an agricultural perspective or a farming method or anything like that. I'm
Okay.
saying it from their actual veganism. I don't think it is easy. It is an extremely difficult thing to actually be a vegan in total nature.
How is it hard?
And I won't even go into diet. I won't even go into diet. I won't even go into consumption, what you put in your gob, anything like that. But
How is it hard to be vegan?
well, labeling issues is a massive one.
What do you mean?
I'm sure you own some red clothing. Okay.
Okay.
I know you're not wearing any right now. That's fine.
Okay,
But
so
but
again, what is veganism?
veganism is the non-exploitation of animals.
No, veganism is a principled stance against uh, exploitation of sentient beings as far as practicable, and possible. Sorry, that word is hard to say, but practicable, which means to the best of your ability in your life. So it doesn't
Yeah.
mean, I mean, we live in a non vegan world. I'm going to walk on asphalt, right? I'm going to go into grocery stores that sell animal products. Of course, I'm not going to be able to 100% live without using animals, but you know what? I still have power to demand that we stop using animals.
No,
And
look, I
where
respect
I
you enough.
have that power and where you have that power, that's what I'm talking about. What stops you from taking control and no longer demanding animals be used for you where you have the control to do so?
No, I understand, and I respect you enough to know that you already know where I'm coming from with this debate. I know.
Well, you know, what you're doing is a fallacy. It's called an appeal to hypocrisy. And you're saying that, or an appeal to futility, one of the two. Either I'm doing something that I'm not preaching, or it's just that it's such an impossible thing to completely do. Why even bother, right?
You know what animal I'm going to bring up, don't you?
I mean, if you're going to use animals as your guiding compass for morality, I'm going to point out the difference between moral agents and moral patients.
Yeah. Well, the animal I'm bringing up is the cochineal beetle, and this is the
What does
animal
this have
that.
to do with your choices and you
No, it's
demanding that animals be used? If you don't want to talk about the topic, I'm going to
no,
move
no.
on.
The cochineal beetle is used by most.
Okay. So I don't care about conservation issues. For me, I mean, I care about the environment, but animal rights are right. They're above that. Your rights are above the environment. It would be better for the environment to enslave humans because you could reduce the waste that humans make. But it's immoral to steal freedom from somebody who wants their freedom. And if you can avoid doing so, you have a moral obligation as a moral agent to avoid demanding someone's exploitation and oppression just because they're vulnerable to you. I don't care if there's some bug that likes to eat up crops and you're going to talk about some kind of crop deaths. We can eliminate crop deaths. We can't eliminate the exploitation and oppression in using animals. No, I think that you're just hung up on a beetle. If you're going to focus on like insecticides, most plants that we grow are fed. Do you hear the beep, Lori? People are saying that there's a beep.
No, I don't. I haven't heard
I
it
don't
once.
either. That's so funny.
Weird.
When I play back the live, because, when you do a live, it saves the video in your account so you can watch it later. It does beep in there.
Right.
But my screen recording doesn't pick up the beep. So
No,
I want to
it's not
know,
picking
but I
up.
don't want to sit through 3 hours of my live multiple times because I have to edit it anyway.
Right.
And so watching
Yeah.
it again is just kind of pointless, but I'm curious what it sounds like.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard it one time.
I've purposely
That's
been
weird.
trying to not curse, but it says that it bleeps out any words that are against community guidelines, but I imagine it's going to make mistakes. It's going to misunderstand
Really?
sounds. Yeah. I
So-
said it. I
right.
said, yes, I would do this. And then I was trying to find where the option is so I could turn it off because apparently, like I said, it was having issues. You can't
Right.
turn it off. It's permanent now. So that sucks.
Oh, wow.
I don't care if you don't agree with the terms oppression and exploitation. That's what they are. Go look up the definitions. Oh, host is wearing no makeup. This is host's naked face. I don't wear makeup. I mean, I wear makeup if I want to like go to a party and it's like a Halloween thing or something. I'll wear makeup then maybe. I don't know. I stopped wearing makeup because I was addicted to wearing makeup in a sense. Like I was embarrassed if I didn't have it on. And I just got tired of people being like, oh, you look tired and sick. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to wear makeup. And, oh, did it beep? I said the F word there.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I just said, screw it. I'm just going to not wear makeup anymore. Just moisturize and wash my face once a day.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. And I don't judge people that still wear makeup. It's more like for me, I started to hate my real face. And I was like, I'm not okay with that. I want to love myself. So,
Right.
like I said, I like makeup for fun. If someone's wearing it for fun, I'm totally behind that. But
Yeah. Or if you go out to a nice place or something like that.
yeah, yeah, for fun. Absolutely. Accent yourself a little bit. I have no problem with that. I just, like I said, I was doing it to the point where I was just hating like I would literally look at my face and be like, goodbye. Gonna put on what I think I look like. Hey, Catch. I feel like we've spoken. I've seen that name before.
I don't know.
Gotta be over 18. Hey,
Hello?
are you over 18?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Should you respect consent?
I do.
Cool. And then does lack of consent, does that equal consent?
No.
Right on. Okay. I'm glad you answered that with like an emphasis of like, huh?
Yeah.
It seems obvious, but some people struggle with it. So I assume that you're thinking with humans, right?
What do you mean by that?
So do you feel this way for animals?
I personally am a hunter and fisher, and I am not vegan, nor do I ever plan to be. And I get the idea
We're not
of
talking,
it. But,
I haven't mentioned veganism yet. We're just talking about consent right now.
oh, consent all around is good, but for animals it differs.
Why is it different for animals?
Well, if we don't populate them, then we can't feed the majority of people. Nor if we don't milk them or anything like that.
If I
It
gave
will.
you evidence to the contrary, would you find it then to be an obligation to live vegan? Like if you found out
Um,
you don't have to do that, you actually it would benefit you, the planet, and the animals if you didn't do that.
well, I know that's physically impossible
Okay, so
because
go into a hypothetical with me. Let's say that I have this magical evidence that would say it's actually better for the environment. We could feed more people and more healthfully as well.
that is a hypothetical, and
Yeah.
I get where
So
you're
if I
coming
gave you,
from.
if I was able to give you that evidence, would you then say that veganism is actually the moral choice because we could live without using animals?
Yes, but I can tell you right now that will never happen.
That's okay,
That's
as
why
long
it's a
as you agree.
hypothetical.
My point is just, would you prefer that we could live in a world without using the animals? Wouldn't that be preferable?
Not so much really.
So you like causing them harm even if you don't need to?
It's not so much harm, but the cycle of life.
So
Everything kills, everything floats.
why is human slavery wrong? Isn't that harmful?
That is not the moral equivalent.
I didn't say it was. I'm asking you now about human slavery. Why is it immoral?
Because humans themselves are above animals and conscious, and every human,
Why is
no
human
matter
slavery
physical.
immoral?
I am trying to answer your question. Can
You're
you
not.
please
You
not
keep
interrupt me?
comparing to animals. I want you to just tell me, why is human slavery immoral?
Okay, because all humans are equal, disability or not, color your skin, gender, anything, we're
Right.
all equal.
Right. I agree. Totally. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Doesn't matter how intelligent they are. Right.
as on a human basis,
Doesn't
yes.
matter. Right. Doesn't matter how intelligent they are. Doesn't matter if they can give back to society in some other way, like get a job. Doesn't matter what they look like. Right.
If they, well, the contributing to society does matter, not on how much their
Oh,
life is worth.
what about the humans that can't contribute to society? Can I enslave them?
No, 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 no. I'm
Oh,
talking about
good.
the
Okay.
ones
I'm just talking about the
that
morality of
physically.
enslaving humans.
I know, but
Okay.
I would
So
really
you
appreciate a
agree.
respectful conversation where I cannot be
Well,
interrupted and fully answer a
I
question,
am going to
please.
interrupt you, and if you can't handle it, that's fine. But we'll just
I'm
move
just saying
on.
that's rude.
Yeah. Well, can you handle it, or should I move on?
I can handle it. I'm just saying
Cool.
that's very rude.
Okay. So again, why is it moral then that we do this to animals?
Because it's the only way to sustain large masses of people. It's bound in
Okay, so
cultural.
there's actually evidence to
Okay,
the
let's go
contrary.
keep
Yeah,
interrupting me.
there's actually evidence to the contrary. There's reducing food's environmental impacts through producers and consumers. It's a huge study that looked over thousands of farms over in hundreds of countries. They found that we use 83% of our current ag land for animal ag. That's for
Mm-hmm.
them and their pastures, their food. They only give us 18% of our global calories. So we're using 83% of our land, 20 to 30% of fresh water, just for 18% of our calories. So we could eliminate animal agriculture and reduce our ag land by 75%. We could feed 10 billion people. We're 8 billion right now. We could feed 10 billion people fully nutritious diets and only use a quarter of our current ag land. We could rewild that land. We could put solar panels up. We could do whatever we want with that 75% of land that we just reduced, right? That's huge. So environmentally, we actually would do better. We could feed more people. What was your other point?
So let's. I know you were going on a hypothetical rant, so I
Oh,
will
that's not a
do the
hypothetical.
same.
I quoted you a study. Do you know what studies are?
No, no, no. I'm talking about
So
earlier when you said, "Okay, I'm talking. Please do not interrupt me."
reducing foods, environmental. I know you didn't hear what I said though. What did I
I'm
say?
talking about earlier, not.
Okay, I need you to listen. What did I say? Did I quote a study? What was the study called? What was the study called?
I'm not talking about the study now.
The
You
study
earlier.
was called Reducing Foods Environmental Impact Through Producers and Consumers. Okay? It's not a rant, it's a study. I was quoting you in the study that you're wrong. Do you know how evidence works? You can come on mute or I can move on.
You.
Oh, okay. You took too long. I didn't know. You can request back up. I saw you unmuted. Sometimes it's hard to find the button. Yeah. So there is no moral difference between us and animals. The only thing we care about in fellow humans is their sentience. When you look at another human and you respect them, it's because you want to be respected, right? You see yourself in them. You know that they are having their own experience. You having your own experience prefer to avoid harm, right? You would prefer to be comfortable, not violated. You can safely assume other humans want that too, right? That's all I'm saying is that we recognize the sentience in each other and we respect that by not using each other. Even if they're not smart, even if they're physically a different shape, they look different, doesn't matter, right? All that matters is that they have a subjective experience and they want to avoid suffering. That's it. That's all that matters. They want to keep doing what they want to do, and you don't need to use them. Oppressors often will try to draw a line between them and their victims. They'll demean how intelligent their victims really are. Animals are very smart. They're much smarter than you give them credit for.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. It's always interesting to me when people claim that animals don't understand what's going on. Uh-oh, I got a little puzzle piece thing. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. It thinks I have inactivity. I think you're supposed to be clicking around when you're live or something. I don't know. Silly.
I don't either. Is this something all new you just put up or something? Or
yeah, I'm trying to go live
live
on my desktop. Sorry, I forgot my thought too. I just interrupted myself. But yeah, I'm trying to go live on the desktop. So.
Right. Okay.
So I have to use another application because my computer doesn't come with a camera. Like your phone comes with a camera, so you don't need to set up anything. You just go live. My computer, though, I have to put up a camera. So I'm using an old phone that barely works, but it works. And that's my camera. And then this is my microphone for when I do street outreach. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Does it sound really staticky right now?
No, not at all, huh?
Okay.
No, you sounded clear the whole time.
I sound clear and I'm like decently loud because last time my video you couldn't even hear me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so quiet.
Yeah, it was low, but it eventually fixed itself.
Yeah. Well, and I had to play around with a bunch of things, but figured it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's good, but I just don't like that I have to hold the mic, especially because it's like obviously messing with my image, my face.
Right.
I like to have it like.
You don't have one that stands up or.
What I would do, it's just because it has to be so close to me. What I could do, let's see, since I have you here, and I've been over an hour anyway. Oops. I have my lavalier mic. Oops. Hold on a second. I have my floor lamp next to me to give me enough light. Hold on a second.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yep. You stay here. These guys aren't going anywhere. Stay here until I know what's happening. Oh, snap. Just put the cord in there. I guess I don't need to do all that. It's gonna be loud. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Tying it up to something.
Okay. How was that?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay.
Oh, you have a little mic now. Okay.
I got a little one, so maybe that'll. I actually don't need this all in here. Maybe that will help the thing calm down. Yeah, it looks better already. I can see.
Okay. Yeah, you. I think you can clip that to your shirt, can't you?
I can't. It's just that I wiggle a lot, and I'm worried that I'll be like, I move my hair. Is that too much?
No.
Okay.
Let's see you.
That's good. Yeah, it looks like it's working fine. Maybe I'll just always wear my mic then. This is what I do when I go out on my street activism.
Right.
But so I have all these me interacting with people on the street, but it's only audio. I don't have any visual because the space I'm at is so awkward. I kept trying to make recordings, but it's so awkward.
Oh, okay.
So,
Got it.
this is my setup for that.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, I guess nobody wants to come up. I've scared them. They're all just yelling in the chat.
Yeah. Looks like that's kind of what it looks like to me.
Yeah, like Venus flytraps are still not sentient. They're like triggers. You could hit those triggers with anything that's not their food. Your finger, even a paper clip.
Yeah.
They'll close on it.
Yeah, it's just stimuli.
Yeah. The Venus flytrap does not have a centralized nervous system. Okay. Well, I've only got 9 people. Probably most of them vegans. I appreciate everyone being here. I'm going to call it there. Thank you, Lori, for
problem.
being up here and bringing guests up if they were available.
Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll see you again. What, Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Friday?
Okay, same time. I'll try to make a commercial for Friday. I've been pretty lazy. I'll try to.
At 3 o'clock?
Yeah, 3 p.m.
Okay.
Try to get some hype up. Awesome.
Yeah, do
Appreciate
it.
you guys.
Okay. See you later. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you later, Lori. I appreciate you.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, everyone. Thanks, all the vegans in the chat, even the non-vegans in the chat. Appreciate you being curious and here, I guess. And I'll see you on Friday, and if not Friday, Monday, 9 a.m. PDT. All right? Or 3 p.m. Friday PDT. I'll see you guys.